Yo, what's going on YouTube? Sakan here, and today I want to talk to you about some things that Vampire said in his recent video, Martial Arts Warning. Uh, Whatever he said, it spoke volumes to me, and everything that he had to say, I felt like I experienced it as a martial artist, and that the whole progression of maturity are in his words. So if you are a beginner in martial arts, or if you have that attitude that he spoke about of wanting to be the best or to having a desire, then you should really take heed what he has to say because it's real and that's how things go. Um, the most important thing that stood out to me is when Vampire talked about a spiritual path, a spiritual journey. And ever since I did Shaolin, that was must have been up to 10 years ago. I've been saying that for a long time, and I tell people that, and they'd look at me like I'm so full of shit. They would tell me like, man, you got your head so far up your ass, like you're so arrogant, like, and it got to the point where I just stopped saying it. I just, just the martial arts was it's a deeply personal thing to me. It was almost like a religion, and I went through my ups and downs. I'm sure most martial artists did, and I don't talk about my martial arts background a lot because just recently the whole entire school was uncovered as a fraud. And if you do Chinese martial arts or traditional martial arts, your background, your lineage is a really, really important subject. And the Grand Master, who had been teaching for more than, I'd say, 20 plus years, uh, was pretty much uncovered as not particularly as a fraud, because I would say he is a legitimate martial artist, but a lot of the claims he was making seem to be actually fraudulent. You can actually check it out on Bushido.com. While going through all this, my instructor, who was underneath that Grandmaster, he went through litigation, and it was this whole mess of things. All the people, all my friends, I even got my friends, my best friends, into this art, and they've been practicing for 4 or 5 years. They've got the first degree, second degree black belt in this Shaolin Kung Fu, and they were really, really disheartened. They really took it bad. They started calling it McDojo, you know, laughing about all the experiences that we had, all the techniques and everything, and the Grandmaster himself. It left a really bitter taste in their mouth, and which I can understand. That's totally cool. But for me, it wasn't that big of a deal because it was still kung fu to me. It was still martial art. It was still something good, some sort of discipline to put my focus and my energy into. And so they moved on to different martial arts, and as did I. But it's just the difficult thing was to look back as yes, we were all duped. We were all looking at this Grandmaster, putting him on a pedestal. Um, we're putting this martial art above every other martial art, thinking it was better than everything else. And I think every martial artist in their career has to go through that progression. Is it the wrong path to take? Yeah, probably. But it seems like everyone needs to go through that. They need to go through a sort of humbling process. They need to start with the vigor and the enthusiasm to get into the martial arts by watching movies and seeing all these cool esoteric things that you can do. And that gives you the energy. You want to be the best. Yes, you need that, or else you wouldn't start in the first place. But in the end, it starts to become a humbling process. You go through this, these highs of being egotistical. Say, yeah, I'm better than this person, I'm better than that person. And then after a while, after you start to mature, then you start to take your lessons from martial arts and start to break down your ego. And that's why Vampire is talking about it being a spiritual path and how it makes you a better person. I'm a Buddhist, and in Buddhism, the practice of meditation is the practice of disciplining the mind. And when you discipline the mind and you have this certain kind of focus, it generates a certain calm and happiness inside of a person. And to me, that's exactly what I feel when I do martial arts. When I put my focus on my discipline and my attention and my passion into movements and techniques and sparring, I just feel so at peace and so happy. It's like unexplainable feeling. I can't tell people how good it is. And when you keep at it, you keep doing these things, you realize, it's forming you into a better person through discipline. And whenever I started teaching martial arts in Thailand, I would always bring up a question to my students. They're kids. I always ask them, hey, I teach you guys martial arts, I teach you guys kung fu, for what purpose? And the first thing they shout out is fighting. And I said, yes, fighting, but who? Who are you fighting? And that's the question. And they can never answer that. And I always bring it up to them and I said, you know what? You're fighting yourself. And, I teach you martial arts so that you can fight yourself. And that's the discipline. That's, there's selfishness inside of us. There's ego, there's desire, there's hatred, there's anger, frustration, all sorts of negative attributes that are within a person. And the discipline for martial arts gives us the chance to combat that, to fight against it. That's what makes us better people, and that's what the martial arts brings. And sometimes I tell myself, oh no, it's not always about fighting, but the truth is, it is about fighting. It is about fighting. It's about fighting our ego. It's about fighting our selfishness, our anger, our hatred, our ignorance. And when you practice martial arts, it leads you to other people who have that same interest of self-development, of willingness to improve themselves and make themselves better human beings. So I'm sure I went on some tangents, but Vampire, you hit the nail on the head for all the training and all the things that you should look out for in proper martial arts. So, be careful who you train with, and always keep an open mind. And you can learn something from anything. And the goal is self-improvement. Always. That's always should be the goal. And good luck and take care. Thanks for watching.